Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in part number 33 of breast cancer. And today is an important episode because we are going through some of the psychological aspects of what do you say to someone who has cancer. Now, the advice that is in today's episode applies both to men and women, right? So it's not specifically related to breast cancer. It can be cervical cancer, womb cancer, bladder cancer, and cancers affecting men as well. Just some general guidelines. But at the end of the day, as what we've mentioned many times in this series, is that from a medical point of view, every single human being is different, and the guidelines that you give to a patient who has cancer will differ based on that type person's personality. Some people have the mental fortitude to embrace and accept difficult or hard news, and other person do not have that ability. In some cases, we've had patients coming in alone into the consulting room and close the door, and behind closed doors, they would like to hear the news themselves first before they tell the family members. In other cases, some patients don't want to even tell the family members, and they ask the doctor to keep this thing very, very confidential because they want to deal with it on their own. In other cases, other patients want to bring their entire family into the consulting room with the grandparents and the whole lot, and that is also perfectly fine. The medical practitioners try and accommodate the needs of every patient because every human being is different, right? So let's get going with some of general guidelines as to what do you tell a person who has cancer, right? Using cancer quotations is not always the best thing you can do for a cancer patient, and sensitivity is always required. For example, there are many quotations or quotes or cancer sayings that use the word fighting cancer or just be brave, but it is more than slogans. Cancer is not just a slogan, cancer affects that whole person. We have posted these because the cancer patients coming to this page can pick and choose the inspirational messages that chime with them. But if you are not a cancer patient, we recommend steering away from telling cancer patients to fight cancer, that you know how they feel, or to be brave, because certainly you do not know how they feel. And it is very easy to tell them to be brave, but that is not something that they want to hear at that point in time. Not everybody likes to hear these terminologies, and sometimes telling someone to be brave or to fight to make them feel that they need to dismiss their feelings and they cannot express that they are frightened or angry. And we need to understand that patients go through various range of emotions, and Kubler-Ross has explained this very beautifully in the 4 or 5 stages of grief, and the extended stages of grief can even be 10 stages of grief. But the common ones are: first, the stage of grief is denial, then it is anger, then it is blaming yourself, blaming others, blaming the government, blaming the environment, blaming everybody but yourself, until you come to the stage of acceptance and understanding what is going on with you, right? So inspiration positivity can come to many forms. You don't have to use inspirational cancer quotations to tell people how to behave or to encourage them not to express their feelings. They can instead be shown concern that you care. Please choose what you share wisely. So there are some inspirational cancer quotes that we are going through here. Please share these with others on a regular basis. It is important that motivational quotes keep you mentally strong so that you can cope with the journey that you are going through. Right. So let's just look quickly what's going on further there. I just want to see if there's no quote. Okay, but there's a quote there by Kara Sapida, so we'll come to that quotation later. Let's go through this. What do you tell a patient who has cancer, right? When my mother lost her hair due to chemotherapy, this is data from other people, and we can learn how other people shared the cancer experience with their family members, right? When my mother lost her hair due to chemotherapy treatments, she was devastated. As a person who appeared to be in control at all times, her beautiful red hair was suddenly coming out in clumps. It seemed as if everything was spinning out of control. Managing life with cancer presents challenges you never thought you'd face. Some you can control and others you cannot. Now, those people who have family members where the woman loses hair or goes through a lot of diarrhea and vomiting, and it becomes a major impact on the self-image of the patient. And we see so many heartwarming stories, and especially now with the easy access to YouTube and TikTok. If a woman has cancer, then you find other family members also shaving their head in support of that person. And we find some cases where even the hairdresser or the barber, when you go to the barber, and the barber, on the spur of the moment, I've seen some videos where the barber himself has cut his hair when he had to shave off a woman's hair. And this shows love and support for the people, what they are going through, right? So for many individuals, the worst thing about chemotherapy is the thought of losing your hair. And this person says that I've worked with thousands of women over the past 30 years. I've held their hands as their hair was coming out. Understanding the process and being prepared for hair loss is half of the battle. My mother in 1991, after losing her hair from chemo, know that chemotherapy affects everyone differently. Some people will lose their hair completely, while others may only experience thinning of their hair. Some patients may not see any effects at all. It is helpful to prepare yourself as you discover how chemotherapy may affect you. Begin by talking to your doctor or nurse. They will know the likelihood of hair loss based on the type of chemo drugs described. Another person says, in the midst of life challenges, finding moments of peace and comfort can make a world of difference. We understand that fighting cancer or facing cancer can be an incredibly tough journey filled with uncertainties and emotions. We have created a collection of quotations that will help you and serve as a source of inspiration for you. Our sincere wish is that these quotations become a gentle reminder of your inner strength. Many cancer patients have mantras or inspiring sayings that they do their best to live by. Some are reminders that are good things, and even good things can come out of some bad situations. Breast cancer survivors have often been vocal about their experiences to give hope to others, and this especially happens with celebrities, as we've seen in the previous episode, where famed breast cancer survivor Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote these powerful words. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you, right? And let's end this with a quotation here, as we see, by Kara Sapida. Let's vow to one another to accept positive energy only, including from our brains to ourselves, right? And that's very important. Join me in the next episode, which is part number 34, where we start our 365-day journey with some motivational quotes that can keep you and your family on top of things and to embrace your life with hope. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.